Hello everyone and welcome back to the channel and to another Transformers review. Today we're going to be taking a look at the War for Cybertron Kingdom Voyager class Rhinox figure, and yeah, I just got this one in from Phil over at Robot Recruits. Just see up here, his little logo. Do drop by and check out his website, there's a link below. Yeah, so this one was a little bit delayed, which is why my review's a bit late, but hopefully you'll find this informative and useful nonetheless. So, as I say, I've just got him in, and he's not come out of the packet yet. I'm just going to do this first look. So, yeah, loving the artwork as usual. This is outstanding. This Rhino form, this looks awesome. Really, really well done. And then you've got Rhinox in his robot mode up there. Around the back, product shots. Yeah, I'm not sure yet. We'll have a look when we get him out. And on this side, we've got the Kingdom artwork. And I've said this the last couple of reviews, but this probably is the last time I'll be showing this artwork. I think this was the last figure I was getting from Kingdom. Unless the new Galvatron, the purple one, the reformatted one, unless that comes in one of these packages, but it's a Generation Select one, so it's probably going to come in a brown box. But yeah, there we go, that's the box. You've got a Maximal symbol on the top. Yeah, that's about it. Right, let's crack him open and have a look at the robot. Okay, so here is Rhinox out of his box, and to be completely fair to Hasbro, my expectations for this figure weren't very high in the first place, but they have somehow managed to get right below what I expected of them and make it worse than I thought it was going to be. So honestly guys, at this point, if you don't want to watch the rest of the review, I really don't blame you, because honestly, if I were you, I wouldn't waste my time on the figure. I wouldn't. I could tell you that straight out. But for those of you that are interested in an honest take on this thing, then stay tuned, because yeah, this is going to be a rough ride. So before I get too much into it, let's have a look what he comes with. And of course he comes with instructions, which I've got to admit are about as much use as Chocolate Fire Guard, especially when it comes to the leg transformation, because Jesus freaking Christ, what the hell, Hasbro? Look at it. He also comes with the two Gatling gun type weapons, which I will say are actually painted quite nicely. They are, you know, they look alright. They don't spin or anything, so there's no like action feature to them or anything. Let me just, I've got the Thrilling 30 Rhinox here, so let me just bring one of his Gatling weapons in. Now this one does have the gimmick where you press it and it spins, which is actually quite fun. I do quite enjoy doing that, and I'm way too old to be enjoying that. You can see the Thrilling 30 one has a lot of detail on it. The Kingdom one has just sort of foregone the detailing and just gone with paint, which is fine. I don't really have an issue with that, you know, but I do prefer the Thrilling 30 one, because, you know, it's fun. And you can see they're quite a bit smaller as well, which is really weird, because these things in the cartoon, these things are huge in the cartoon, and that's what Hasbro went with for Kingdom. So I really should say at this point, this figure is not a Beast Wars figure. It's not based on Beast Wars. It's based on the weirdness that they did in the Kingdom cartoon. So I will try and bear that in mind as I go through it. But yeah, so when I refer to the cartoon, really I'm referring to the original 90s Beast Wars cartoon, not Kingdom. So I'm just pointing that out now. So I can't remember what size these were in Kingdom, because honestly I watched it once and it's never going to get watched again. The whole thing has just been awful. So anyway, you get two of those, and it can hold either one in either hand. I mean, but I mean they look. I mean they talk about your pea on a drum. They're they're tiny. They really shouldn't be that small. But yeah, there we are. So yeah, that's what it comes with. I do like that they are at least painted, but yeah, like I say, they're too small. Alright, so let's get to the figure itself. I don't think I can't seem to get that back piece right. I was partly looking forward to this, and I was partly dreading it. Yeah, let's get on the face sculpt then. I mean, it vaguely resembles Rhinox. It's sort of Rhinox-esque. It's okay. It's okay if you're going by the Kingdom cartoon, but by Beast Wars standards, not really so much. The front piece here with the Rhino teeth, all the teeth are very shallow. You know, I know anatomically this is correct for a Rhino, but I again, going back to the original cartoon, the teeth were supposed to be really pointy and spiky. And yes, I know this is a mass retail figure. You can't have pointy, spiky teeth on a mass retail figure. I totally understand that, but they're almost to the point where they're barely there, which is a bit of a shame. I mean, the paint applications are okay for the most part. They're pretty clean. There's some bits there on his crotch part. I don't like the way they've done the legs. You've got the little robot feet sticking out the front there. And then this is the back, which, that's fine. It's the back of a figure, but look at how hollow he is. I mean, and look at how flat he is. Honestly, if you take the headpiece off, his shoulders are the widest bit on him. The rest of him's just flat. It's like he was run over by a steamroller. It's just... Alright, so articulation wise, it's about normal. His head's on a ball joint. His arms rotate and they go in and out on this joint here. I mean, you can use the transformation joint as well if you want to. You can, you bend his arms that far back and then use that transformation joint and go all the way back, so he could be like, sort of getting ready to punch Waspinator in the face. I'm just starting to think maybe I've mistransformed this. Is that supposed? Those are supposed to be back there, aren't they? That's... Yeah, I tell you honestly, I was so fed up with the transformation. No, that's not right either. No, I had it right in the first place. I was so fed up with the transformation. I was just like, just get this review done and get it out the way, and then I can concentrate on something a bit more interesting. Where did we get to? Yeah, so arms go around. There's that transformation joint, so you can bring that arm in there, go out to the side like that. He's got under 90 degrees at the elbow. Does have a rotational joint just by there. Does have a waist swivel. His legs go out that far to the front, that far to the back, which to be fair is pretty far. You can't really go too far out to the side. You could move him at the waist and get another sort of couple of millimeters out of it, but yeah, it's not too great. It does have a lower thigh swivel, fairly decent knee joints, double jointed because of the transformation, and the toes do go up and down, and he does have an ankle tilt. So yeah, I mean, it's just sort of the regular sort of articulation for a Voyager class figure we've come to expect. So I'm going to bring in a Thrilling 30. I'm not going to go to the original Beast Wars figure. I'm just going to do the Thrilling 30 one. And now This one sits on my, or stands I should say, stands on my masterpiece shelf because he's not terribly out of place with the masterpiece figures. If I am 100% honest with everyone, you could buy this figure for less than this figure is currently retailing at, and this figure is more screen accurate. I kid you not, this is a better Rhinox than this. I don't know how a full decade has passed since this came out, well, nearly a full decade since this came out, and this is the best they could do. I would honestly, guys, I would get this. I would just, don't bother with that. Just save your money, buy this. It's a much better figure. Excuse me, my throat is dry now. I mean, even the hands are better. Look, they've even sculpted the hands nicer. It's the right colour green. It's even got the better face sculpt. Let's just bring that in there. Let me try and hold them both. That looks like Rhinox. That does not look like Rhinox. That's like a cheap imitation knockoff of Rhinox, which is effectively what the Kingdom cartoon did to all the Beast Wars characters, made them look like cheap, crappy knockoffs. Yeah, look, ordinarily I would show the transformation on screen, but the leg transformation for this is, well, to be honest, the whole transformation is bad. But the leg transformation is terrible. You have barely any clearance on any of the leg parts. So let me just move Thrilling 30 out of the way. I mean, even the legs are better. Look, even the legs were done better. Seriously. Yeah, the transformation of the leg parts, there's barely any clearance. I would, and ordinarily I would show it, but I was so close to throwing this thing out the bloody window. I'd rather not be, you know, getting angry with it on screen. So I'm going to stop the video here. Suggest you nip over to MGO or somebody else's channel, let them transform it. And then if you want to see the beast mode, maybe just stay there, because I'm only going to complain some more. But I'll put it into its beast mode, and we'll take a closer look at that. Alright, so we're back with the Rhino mode, and again, I will apologise for not transforming this on camera. It's the first transformation I've skipped out on since I started for Fingers on Plastic. Started doing their on-the-screen transformations there, and I just carried on. The only ones I've not done are things like Ramjet and Sandstorm, because we've seen the transformation so many times before. But this one, it was so frustrating. It just, you know, I didn't want to be swearing a lot on camera. But anyway, we got there in the end, and this is the Rhino mode, which is, yeah, it's not great. It's not brilliant. Let me bring in the Thrilling 30 to start with, because you'll see what I'm saying here. This pretty much looks exactly how Rhinox looked on screen, even down to the, you know, the backs of the legs and stuff. This is a fairly decent representation of an actual Rhino. There are some exceptions, obviously. They had to go a creative route. It couldn't be exactly like a Rhino, but for the most part, it has the bits that a Rhino has, especially like skin folds and you know, skin texture. This one doesn't do that. It doesn't have any of the skin folds. It doesn't have any of the bits that would, you know, fall like the back here. There's the skin falling here over the back end of a Rhino. This one doesn't have any of that. It's not really anatomically correct anywhere. with perhaps the exception of the horn, but then again that depends slightly on the species of rhino, or the subspecies of rhino I should say. This one's definitely more anatomically correct. The new one, it doesn't really have any texture, it doesn't have any skin folding, it's basically just, I mean, there's a bit here and here, but it's not done well, it's not nice, it doesn't really look rhino-esque. I've also got these massive great green blobs just hanging out on the top there for no reason. The rhino head sculpt it's alright, it's not too bad, it's fairly accurate. I'm not massively keen on how the horns touch here though. That can happen naturally, but yeah, it doesn't happen often, and it's certainly not the way Rhinox looked. The whole thing just looks sort of stiff. It doesn't have any sort of, it doesn't have any flow to it. It doesn't feel like it should be a living thing. It just kind of feels, yeah, it feels like a dead rhino, honestly. The skin texturing on the sides and down the legs is alright, that's pretty neat, but there's nothing on the back. I mean, it's not even like it sort of fades, it just stops. It just stops. I mean, there's a bit here on the hinge. I mean, yeah, it's not too bad, but again, it just doesn't feel like a rhino. It doesn't really have any sort of rhino features to it. You've kind of got a tail hanging out the back there. Getting it all to tab in is a bit of a mission as well. Once you've finally got those legs transformed and you've managed to squeeze bits past other bits, it doesn't really sort of stay together. It's very gappy. Yeah, I don't really know what to say. You can kind of move the head a bit. I mean, I wasn't expecting masses of articulation in the beast mode, don't get me wrong. It just doesn't work for me. And I found this with all of the Kingdom Beast figures. None of them work. They just... The only ones, I tell a lie, the only ones that work are Black Arachnia and Air Razor. Those two are really good. I love the Air Razor mould. It's fantastic. Have no issues with that whatsoever. But all of the male beast characters just seem to be... I mean, right, here's Cheetor. I'm not going into scale. I'm not talking about scale or anything. But the way they've got Cheetor's legs just sort of, you know, the robot mode legs just, they're just there. I honestly feel, as a Beast Wars fan, I honestly feel like they've just gone, oh, we'll throw the Beast Wars fans a bone, and we'll just sort of, we'll throw them anything because they'll take it, and we did. But I'm not taking it. I'm not taking it anymore. I will not be buying any more Beast Wars figures, with the exception of the two that I currently have on order, and that is Waspinator and Pterosaur, because I don't have modern versions of either of those characters in my collections, and I can cope with it not being the best thing. But yeah, characters I already have, no, I'm not going to get any more of them. I mean, I was looking at the Ravage, the Pulse exclusive for nearly 50 quid. No, sorry, nearly 40 quid. Or is it? No, it's 38.99. And it looks bad. It looks bad. It's just it doesn't work. I've already got the original Ravage from, what was it, 1996, 1997. I've got the Japanese one that came out. It's perfect. And I bought the Transart one as well, and it's outstanding. But Hasbro. Nah, I'm done. I'm done with the Beast Wars figures. Well, they're not even Beast Wars figures. They're knockoffs. They're cheap knockoffs of Beast Wars figures. Save your money. Don't. I mean, this is like nearly, what, 28 quid in stores now. I got this from Robot Recruits, so I got it for a little less. But yeah, I mean, this is not an improvement on this by any stretch of the imagination. There's nothing on this that I can go, oh yeah, that's definitely better than this. Nothing at all. I can't find anything that I like better on this. This is the superior product, and it's nearly a decade old. Done. No more. So yeah, sorry. This is not a proper review. This has turned out to be a rant, I'm afraid. I'm seriously considering selling off all of the Beast Wars figures that I bought, except for the ones I've just mentioned, because none of them are any good. Yeah, if you can get a thrilling thing, if you're in the market for a Rhinox and you can find a thrilling 31, I would, without doubt, 100% suggest that you get that, and don't waste your money on that. I really would, because this is the superior product by far. So that's it. I'm sorry this one's turned into a rant, and it's not been a good review, but I just needed to get it off my chest. Apologies for anybody who's got this far, but thanks for sticking with it. I do have loads more stuff coming up that I'm much more positive about. I've got some MFT products, I've got some official Hasbro stuff, I've got some knockoff stuff, loads of other stuff that are much better, that will get a very positive review. So do stick with me for now. This is a bit of a blip. I do try and find something positive to say about a figure, but I got nothing for that one, I'm afraid. Sorry. So that's it for now. Thanks as always for watching. Take care, and I'll see you next time. Bye for now.